International Training Program on UN Security Council Resolution 1325, Women, Peace and Security, United Representatives of Georgia, Liberia, South Sudan, Democratic Republic of Congo and Colombia in Stockholm, Sweden. From September 14 till October 2, the ITP aimed at increasing women's influence and participation in the political process during conflict and post-conflict reconstruction, as well as increasing the recognition of the special needs of girls and women in conflict and post-conflict contexts.
If you look at most of the peace agreements that have been signed for the last 50 years, many of them haven't been successful. And one of the factors that you can see is that it has only been men at the table. So I think we need to see if it is actually not a better way if men and women are working together. The big advantages of this training is also that people are coming together both from authorities and civil society and from very different countries that are in different places in the conflict cycle. And there's so much to learn from each other.
Participants are very committed to bring about change so that we will have more women involved in decision making, in peace processes, that women will have the right access to protection, and that we will have preventive measures also to combat sexual-based violence in conflict, for instance.
It was very important for me to take part in this international training program and represent the values of my organization. Women, Peace and Security agenda is very important for us, and the change project I intend to carry out will contribute to sharing stories about IDP women and girls living in one of the conflict zones. I think these people have to share a lot, and their experience is very important for the rest of the community. Participants will be given an opportunity to use the knowledge and tools provided by the program to contribute to the implementation of UNSCR 1325 by developing an increased understanding about women's situation and special needs in conflict and post-conflict reconstruction, building capacity on how to use tools and methods for implementation, and strengthening national and international networks.
All participants have their own change projects when they come to the training. So everything that we teach on a theoretical level can be applied on the practical level in their specific countries. And as a coach, we guide all the participants through the change of their change project in order to make it more realistic, in order to make it measurable. Can you measure that? Can you show for a change when your project is done? I think it's amazing to learn so much about the reality in, for example, Georgia, because all the change projects are focused on one target group, one region, one problem. And through listening to the participants' problems and how they want to solve them, we as coaches learn so much about the reality.
Training of itself is multifaceted. It has so many aspects. It gives you an awareness on conflict and how it affects women. It gives you an insight on the challenges of women participation in peacekeeping. The magnitude of sexual gender-based violence and how it affects women's lives. It also introduces us to a lot of international conventions, international and national women's rights advocacy tools, and also introduce us to the concept of project management.
In Colombia, I manage some projects for human rights in Colombia. And after this training, I noticed and realized that I wasn't a manager project, really. Yes, this training gives me an opportunity to view the other perspective, how you to work with the women and how you implement it in very good perspective the work that I do.
The Queen Atil Queen Foundation and the consultancy company InDevelop are running an advanced international training program on UN Resolution 1325, Women, Peace and Security, of the Swedish Development Cooperation Agency for a period of 3 years. This year's ITP is the last but not the least. 14-month program runs from June 2015 to July 2016. After the 3-week training in Stockholm, Sweden, the regional follow-up will take place in Cape Town, South Africa in March, where the participants will present the progress report of the projects they carry out in their organizations within the ITP.